Hello everybody, welcome back. Jordan here. Today we're going to be building and taking a detailed look at the magnificent LEGO Thor's Hammer. Like, this thing right here is legendary. Let's start by taking a detailed look at the box and also what's inside the box. I love the box art. It's fantastic. We've got Marvel Studios, the Infinity Saga, Thor's Hammer. Look at the hammer. Yes, I love the rendered image there. It's got the blue lightning, this massive hammer with the large brown handle. And look, it's even got like the leather strap. That's awesome. I love that. Also has like a little stand here and the name plaque, similar to the name plaques found in the helmet sets. 979 pieces, 76209 is the set number. I love the 18 plus style packaging. It's just so clean and looks fantastic. We got the hammer on top of the box as well. Nothing really on the sides there besides some logos. Once again, Lego, Marvel, got the hammer glowing there. It's off of its stand now. You can see how big it's going to be. It's almost, I think it's bigger than what's depicted on the back of the box here, so it's pretty sweet. It stands 46.2 centimeters or 18.1 inches tall, and then 29.7 centimeters, 11.6 inches wide. Got the real life image of Mjolnir right there, and you can see there's some hidden Easter eggs inside. You can actually fit the Infinity Gauntlet inside the hammer, so that's pretty cool. Let's crack it open and see what's inside. I mean, it's definitely a decent sized set, right? So it's always fun to cut the tape and check out the contents of what's inside the box. Oh yes, it's always fun. Large Marvel sets, we're getting more and more of them. I wonder what the large Marvel or DC building will be this year. Oh, I think it's already announced, isn't it? Like Sanctum Sanctorum or something like that? So it is Marvel. There we go, we've got all of our pieces in the bags. So it looks like there's 5 bags or building stages. Pretty decent size set. Then we've got all of these larger Technic bricks. This triangular rock piece right here. These panels are pretty interesting. I like that. I have not used those very many times at all. It's like 2 plates tall. Nice. And then of course the road plate thing there. This piece must be new and designed for this set. It's like a almost rubber strap that would represent the leather strap found in Thor's Hammer. Then we've got our instruction manual right here. Of course, the matching graphic from the front of the box, all black, 18 plus style, right? Oh, look at that. Building is a superpower. Got some information on Thor's Hammer and some quotes up top here. And then just what our 5 different building stages build. So let's start constructing Thor's Hammer. So you start off the build by constructing the handle. There's a little bit of repetition where you have to build essentially 9 of the same thing. The handle is massive and it's very solid, mainly consists of bracket pieces that give you a bunch of studs to work with, and then you reinforce the handle using all of those large Technic bricks. Once you have the base of the handle built, you smooth it out using some of the curved slopes in reddish brown and also in light gray. It makes it perfectly round. Once you have that done, you start building the actual hammer by building like a square or rectangle around it, and then you start beefing that up with some larger bricks, panels, and plates, and then you sort of give it its unique shape using some slope elements, and of course smooth it over with some of the large 6x6 tiles. And once you have the core of the hammer built, you build 2 identical square end caps, and those will go on either side of the hammer, giving it its unique shape and sort of completing it. And finally install your strap and then build the base for it, and the base is pretty cool. It uses that road plate and some other dark bluish gray elements, including the triangular rock piece and some trans light blue elements there to represent the lightning. And overall, it's a really good base that displays the hammer really well. Mjolnir is actually accompanied by a few different accessories and a really cool Thor minifig. Thor is legendary, right? Look at the print detailing on the torso. Also comes with the hammer, of course. He's got the different color arms there, and he's got two different faces. One that is the lightning and one that has his beard, and then the cape with the single hole. I like the new capes. I didn't really like the old ones with the two holes. He's also got some print detailing on the back side of his torso there. In addition to Thor, we get 3 relics. Of course, you get the Thanos gauntlet with all of the Infinity Stones. You actually get 4 of each of those as they come in like the little rings, and you only use 1 of them, so there's a bunch of leftovers. Then you get the Eternal Flame there and also the Tesseract. They're all on these dark blue stands that have the gold accent. So pretty cool, and this can actually be stowed away into the hammer. However, I'm not really a huge fan of the way that these things are stowed away into the hammer. I don't foresee me putting mine in there ever, to tell you the truth. So I'll show you that in one moment, but the first thing I want to show you is just the way that this thing can be, whoo, like picked up and swooped around. Like I feel like I'm Thor with this thing. It's massive, it's a great build. It is rock solid. It's like a life-size prop. You could use this thing with a Halloween costume. It's that good. I mean, it's rock solid. Obviously, you saw all of the Technic pieces that go into this set here in the handle and also in the hammer itself. Like, it is just incredible. The durability of it is way better than I ever imagined. You literally cannot beat it. And then the way that it can just rest on the stand is really neat as well. It's not clipped in spot or anything. It just sort of gets put right onto the stand. And just for size comparison's sake, here is the hammer beside the Infinity Gauntlet. So you can see that it's just massive. And like we just saw, it is a life-size Thor's hammer. So the build of the hammer is absolutely incredible. There are a couple things that I would change about it, but besides that, I think this set is just a solid 10 out of 10. Let's start by taking a look at the bottom of the hammer right here, where we have the nice rubber strap that represents a leather strap. Some nice detail on the bottom of the handle. The handle is reddish brown and light bluish gray, and you can see it's perfectly round using some of those curved slope elements, and you can see like it is pretty big, right? It's got a pretty big girth. My hand can just fit around it like that there. My hands aren't small, but you can see my thumb does touch my middle finger there. So it's massive. The hammer itself is really well sculpted with some of these large 6x6 gray tiles. It is in light bluish gray, so it's not really like the chrome-ish color that they could have used. That would be epic if they did that, but I see why they went with the light bluish gray. Probably keeps costs down, right? We've got lots of nice tiles on here. The 6x6, the 2x6, the 2x2, and some of the triangular shaped tiles. And it's just really well made with the caps that sort of go on the end of it. And then on the top of it, we have a little circular piece there as well. And that actually locks right into the stand just right there on that triangular rock piece. The stand itself is really neat. It's dark bluish gray and it's got all these trans blue elements all over it to represent the lightning, right? And you can see this is actually held at that really unique angle. Underneath there, there's actually those spinning pieces that allow you to position this at that unique angle. And then as the hammer goes on there, that large circular piece goes there, and then it's held in place by the cheese wedges on the far side over here. I'm not getting it done with one hand. There we go. Just like that there. And then you can see the cheese wedges over here sort of hold it in spots. So it just sort of rests there with gravity. And I really like the stand, of course. The thing that just finishes it off is the nice plaque right over here, the name plaque that says LEGO, the Infinity Saga, and then Mjolnir. So right there, the name of the hammer, of course. Now, how do you fit this stuff inside the hammer? I'm going to show you that right now. And this is where I'm going to nitpick this thing a little bit. Now, for the most part, I don't really plan on stowing these relics away inside the hammer. I don't really see the point of that. Probably just going to display it beside the stand when it's on display. But one thing I don't like about this set that could very easily be changed, and I think it's a design flaw, are these blue bricks right there that you can see in that gap. Why would those be blue? Why would that not be light bluish gray like the rest of the hammer so you don't see that blue color? Like, why would that Why is that a choice? Like, I don't understand. So the relics can actually fit inside the hammer. It's the same on either side, so you would see those blue bricks once again on this side. And the way that you put those relics in is they actually go right there and they sit on those brackets. Well, the clip, the 4x8 plate will actually go inside there and adapt to those pieces. Now, this is also something that I don't really agree with, because when you take a 4x8 plate and you put it onto those 8 studs way deep inside the hammer, if you can even get it in there, it's sort of a tight fit, it's going to be stuck to those studs pretty good, you know? Like, if you push that down onto 8 studs, how are you going to get that plate out of there? You know, you're going to grab the infinity gauntlet that's only held on by 1 stud and try and fish this thing out of there. It doesn't really make sense. Those should probably be jumpers there. But do you even have the height clearance to raise this up another plate? Probably not. So I don't really see the sense of stowing this stuff away inside of it, especially if you plan on clipping it down to those 8 studs, because it's going to be really hard to get that out. And in fact, I don't even want to do it, but I guess I will. I'll push it down. So now it's pushed down. How on earth am I going to get this out of here? I essentially can't, right? Like maybe I'm doing this wrong, but I essentially can't get this out of here. That plate's like stuck on there for good, and I shouldn't have done it. That's my first time doing it. And on the other side, it's the same thing, right? And if you don't clip it down to a plate or to some studs at least, it's going to rattle around, right? Like, it's just going to be rattling around in there, and all that stuff will most likely dislodge itself from their little pedestals. So I don't really see the point of having this thing open up so that you can stow away your relics. It really doesn't make sense to me. And these blue bricks here should definitely be light bluish gray, because you can very evidently see them when you look at the hammer. Now I have to come up with a way to pull that out. So I mean, ultimately in the end, you pretty much have to remove all of the relics, get your hand in there and pop that off of the 8 studs that hold it in spot. And now it's sort of like trapped in the hammer. And yeah, now it just went around back. I don't even know where that went. It's gone now. I've lost the plate inside the hammer. Like, what in the world is going on with this thing? I do not think that that is a functional storage spot for the relics or for that 4x8 plate. And if you were to put it in there loose, of course, all of this stuff would just be rattling around. So I think that is a disaster of a storage / play feature. I just really don't think it's logical at all. All right, so I essentially just removed all of my 6x6 panels, which very easily come off and go back on to extract that 4x8 part. But yeah, I would display the relics beside the hammer, not inside the hammer. I don't think that's very smart. All right, everybody, there we go. There's my review on the new Thor's Hammer. A great set. What a great display piece. What an amazing build. It's rugged. It's a prop. It is everything you would expect when you hear the name LEGO Thor's Hammer. I just think that something could be improved with the internal mechanism of stowing the relics away inside of it. But I think it was unnecessary to include anyway. So whatever, it is what it is. 10 out of 10 on this thing. It's a beauty. Remember, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff. And as always, let me know what you think of this set by commenting below. Farewell.